let's get into a little FSU stuff, man. I'm gonna let you go through some of these portal takes. I know a lot of people don't already talk about the portal. I think I want to focus on two guys though, because I think the rest of those guys are just fillers. So the
Right.
running back and the cornerback, I think are two.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. That the two linemen they got Matthews and Raymond. Those guys didn't even really didn't get on the field last year. So
right.
those are going to be your depth guys, and of course Gavin Blackwell, the receiver from North Carolina. Um, he's a depth guy too. He has experience, but you're talking about a guy that's only had I think 448 yards in 4 years, and the only touchdown he had was 3 years ago. So he's definitely a depth guy. So as far as Gavin Sawchuk, I think he's the one that people are the most excited about as far as this last little group of portal guys they got,
Right.
because he looks like more than likely the one that's really going to get probably the most playing time next year out of these
Right.
portal guys.
Right.
He had a hamstring issue last year that limited him, a little bit. But from the people I talked to that cover Oklahoma, they say that he's not a guy that's going to get away from you. He's not a burner necessarily,
Hmm.
but if he can get in open space, he can do some things for you. He has ability. He can catch out of the backfield. Um, he can run between the tackles. So I think he's the one that's, granted, like we talked about, the portal hasn't really been rich with a whole lot of talent this year. But as far as the guy that they got recently, I think he's the one I think people should be the most excited about. Because he's probably going to play the most. Well, he is going to play the most from what it looks like.
Mm. Okay. So let me ask you this question: do you think with that guy at running back, what does that say about the running back room as a whole? I don't even understand why they're taking a running back. To be honest with you, I was a little surprised.
Yeah, I something tells me that they're not as high on Cam Davis as they once were.
Hmm.
I've been hearing that there's a lot of people who are around the program that think that he just doesn't really have like the it factor inside as far as like putting in the work and getting better.
Right.
I hope that's not the case.
That's weird.
But
I don't think he's lazy though. I've never heard that's the first time I've actually heard that. To be honest with you, I heard he's a pretty hard worker. I mean,
okay,
that's the first time I heard
it's
that.
always conflicting reports though. So
Well, no,
you
I was
never
just
know how
saying
it
when you
goes.
said that, it kind of like perked my eyes up. Like that's the first time I heard that. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, I'm not asking people about him all the time either. So I mean,
Mhm.
maybe things have changed since he's further back in the running back room, though.
Yeah, it just looked like last year, like he just looked real hesitant whenever he had the ball. He wasn't sure of himself. He looked real tiptoey in the hole, and it looked so different from the stuff we were hearing about, in practice. They were like, oh man, this guy's got the gear. He's hitting the hole hard. He's running hard,
Right.
and we didn't see that in the limited chance that he got. And then, of course, he had a little bit of fumbleitis too, which is not good. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So like he definitely came out the gate slow. If he sticks around, I hope that he can, find whatever he hasn't yet, because he had a lot of talent coming out. But I think people have to remember that he actually, in high school, he played a lot of quarterback too.
Yeah, he did play some quarterback. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think a lot of people are like, well, how long has he really been just focused on being a running back, and how much does he really want to be a running back? I don't really know that much, but
I think he definitely wants to be a running back. I think he wants to be a running back. I think the biggest problem with him is he just doesn't have a lot of wiggle. You know what I'm saying? He don't
right,
have
yeah,
I always heard this thing about when it comes to running backs, like you have to be able to make people miss in a phone booth. Like
hmm
it don't have to be a
yeah,
lot
of
of rules,
course,
but you got to be able to make a miss, and he just doesn't really do that.
yeah, the way Emmitt Smith used to do.
Yeah, yeah, just make
Like
you miss.
Emmitt didn't have a lot of wiggle, but he could do one little sudden thing and create enough space. So yeah, definitely.